What's up, YouTube? This is Johnny Chase here, making up for the vlog I didn't do last week. I have to do it on this webcam here because I don't have any time to edit anything right now. Probably not going to put even music in this. We'll see. First off, I apologize for breaking my New Year's resolution and not doing a vlog every week. It gets really tough, especially since last week I was fighting with my computer to try and get the latest episode of the Achievement Horde done, which I have. If you guys want to watch that, for some reason YouTube doesn't want to process it. It's a 24-minute video, I understand, but the quality isn't like super high definition, so I don't know why it's taking so long to process. Uploading it directly from Blip doesn't work. I'm doing a direct upload to YouTube itself, and it's still not going through. So, if you guys haven't seen the episode yet, if you don't follow me on Twitter and have gotten the various links and reposts and retweets everyone's been doing, click the link below. We'll take you directly to episode 17, the Batman Arkham series. I'm taking on 2 games, Batman Arkham Asylum and Batman Arkham City. I put a lot of time and effort into this video, and as well as my friend Gabe, who sacrificed his beard for several characters in this video, and I greatly appreciate that, and all the hard work that everyone else did, like my girlfriend and his girlfriend. A long ass shoot 2 weeks ago to get this done. So thankful for that, and the way I want to show thanks is that you guys go watch it, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on the Blip too, because if you guys are watching me on YouTube, I've got about like 68, 70, 69 followers. Go follow me on Blip as well, if you could. That'd be greatly appreciated. So I thought I'd take this vlog here, this unedited one, to update the gaming collection again. I scored a really good deal last week. I shared with my viewers on my live stream, twitch.tv/JohnnyLChase/new. I broadcast Monday through Friday at noon every week, except for today. It's my girlfriend's birthday. We're celebrating. She's not home right now. She's gone to go pick up her friend who is going to cook her birthday dinner. So I am here by myself doing this vlog. Anyways, time to do the update. First off, the first few games here weren't part of that deal. I'll talk about the deal later. But I got myself a copy of F-Zero for the Super Nintendo. The thing is, as most of you know, I get some of my games, if I can find a good deal at them, at Value Village, which is a thrift store chain. With their main claim to fame is that they are a really good supplier of Halloween costumes and props come Halloween. So every they start early this year, like late August, putting up Halloween stuff. So if you're ever in the market for like props, makeup, costumes, wigs, that's probably the best place to go if you don't buy online. Anyways, the thing about them now is that they've actually started to raise their price of retro video games. This cost me $8. Normally a Super Nintendo game would only cost $4 or $5, but I think they've been catching on that. You know, once they get these games in, they're a pretty good deal. Next up, go on to Nintendo 64. I have completed my THQ Wrestling collection. The last game I needed was WrestleMania 2000 from THQ, and I got it, and I'm so happy. So now I've got WCW NWO World Tour, WCW NWO Revenge, WrestleMania 2000, and of course, the best of them all, WWF No Mercy. Next up, I went to one of my pawn shops, and I had a 2-for-1 deal. In our area here, we get these things called Johnny Coupons. For $40, you get this big, thick book, and it's just filled with coupons for, you know, BOGOs, buy one, get one free, for various places, like restaurants and amusement parks, and a lot of the pawn shops, too. So I ended up using a BOGO to get a buy one, get one free deal on PlayStation and Xbox games. First off, the Xbox game is Jade Empire, the Kung Fu RPG from BioWare that takes a page out of the Knights of the Old Republic games, I think. I haven't really seen a whole lot. I've heard like critics praise this quite a bit, so I want to pick it up and give it a shot. And because I'm going to be doing a video series soon, because of the demise of THQ, unfortunately, a lot of key franchises have been sold off in that giant auction because they declared bankruptcy. And 2K Games now owns the WWE license for their video games. So I actually wanted to do a retrospective of the SmackDown series, because THQ bought the WWF license way back in, well, 2000, and started producing games for various systems. But I want to talk about the SmackDown series. So I'm going to be doing a SmackDown retrospective. Not really in the style of game trailers where they take like a few games in one video. I'm just going to space this out into short little reviews on each game. So we're starting from SmackDown all the way up to WWE 13 once I eventually get it. But I'm not going to get it on Xbox because, oh, those online achievements, God. The one thing I'll say about the WWE games, the online structure was never that great. It never worked. I mean, WWE 12, my God, if you could get the servers working to get a custom character downloaded or an arena or a storyline, God help you. But for the BOGO, I got WWF SmackDown Just Bring It, the first SmackDown on the PlayStation 2. So I need, I have the first 4. I need Here Comes the Pain. I believe that, yeah, I need Here Comes the Pain, and then we need to go up to when they changed it to SmackDown vs. Raw. I need 06, 07, 08, 09, 10, 11, and I need to get 12 again. But now on to the big deal. My website that I frequent a lot is Kijiji. As I've said numerous times, Kijiji is the Canadian version of Craigslist. I don't even know if there is an American Kijiji. I know a lot of people just use Craigslist. But there was this kid who sold me a PlayStation console with 2 controllers, the hookups, a memory card, and 12 games for $20. I went and sold the PS1 because it's a PS1. I don't think I have it. We have a PS2 and I have a backwards compatible PS3, so I don't need a PS1. So I ended up selling the system and a few of the games that I don't really care to have in my collection. And if I'm going for a complete collection, yeah, I'll get them later. But there was only a few titles in this collection that I really cared about. So we're going to start off. I'm going to show you like which ones I consider the best deals. But like I said, I went and sold the PS1 and a few of the games, and I got $16 total. I couldn't sell one of the controllers because the X button didn't work. That's fine. I can destroy it and do something with it. So in total, I paid $4 for these. Like I made money back on the PS1 and the games I sold. I was to tell you, the games I sold were Cool Borders 3 and 4. I never really got into that, and honestly, 989 Studios really didn't make that good of sports games. And there was some stupid fishing game that I sold, and Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. I'm not a Harry Potter fan, so it doesn't even matter if I had it. The ones I did keep, though, were NBA Showtime, NBA on NBC, which is kind of a spiritual successor to NBA Jam before it was brought back a year or so ago. You got Shaq on the cover. Endorsed by Shaq. I don't know whether to be excited or scared for that. Now, this one, I've heard a lot that it's pretty crappy. That's Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker. And you can see that someone wrote on the jewel case. They didn't write on the book, thank God. They just wrote on the jewel case. So, Mr. Clean Magic Eraser should take care of that. Next, Gran Turismo 2. Haven't played this in ages. And this one, this guy I bought it from. I praise him a lot. I wish I kept his email, but he kept everything in pristine condition, like the discs. There's no scratches. The books are all with it. I mean, this kid really knew how to take care of his game, so I applaud him for that. Next up is Tony Hawk 2. Haven't played this game in ages. Really excited to pop this in and start playing it again. I believe this is the one with Spider-Man in it. Yeah, because 3 had Wolverine and Darth Maul. Then I got The Next Tetris, which I really didn't hear a whole lot about, by Hasbro and Atari, so we'll take a look at that. I'm really excited to play this because I never got into this series, and I just played the demos of it a lot. Spyro the Dragon. Before, the Skylanders kind of took over his series and all that, so looking forward to playing that. And now, what I consider the deals of this collection. I mean, my God, like, did I ever get good on this? Some of you may, shudder at these games. Some of you may praise me. Depends on how you feel about the series as a whole. I have Black Label, Final Fantasy VIII, and Final Fantasy IX. Complete with the mini walkthroughs and the instruction booklets. And in the case of Final Fantasy IX, I have the instruction booklet en français, because it was a bilingual person I bought it from. I mean, this was just fantastic. I mean, these things run $20, $25 a piece. And I can't believe that he actually had these. I don't know if he realized how much these things were actually worth. So, the funny thing is, like, people ask me too, because they know I have these digitally on my PSN network. That and 7. Which, by the way, if you guys are PS3 owners, go check the store. It's the 25th anniversary of Final Fantasy. All Final Fantasy games are 50% off. So you can actually get these games for $5 right now. But then they ask, it's like, well, okay, why do you have these? You have the digital copies. Like, well, yeah, I do, but nothing really beats holding the physical copy in your hand and, and cracking it open. And then look, oh, look, I got the instruction booklet there. And open up this side, and I got the French version. And, open here, I got the, the instruction booklets in this one, and I got the mini. It just feels better to have the physical version of the game. So that's Game Pickups 11. Before I go, might as well do something a little vlog-ish. I've had a couple people on Twitter and a couple people in the comments section of the video ask me, because they're considering getting into retro gaming. I actually have my buddy Remy, Beast of Acadie on Twitter. He just recently bought himself an NES, an SNES, and a Nintendo 64, and he's starting to buy retro games and starting to really collect. And a lot of people have been asking me, where do I find these things? Like, how do I look? Instead of, because anybody can go on eBay and buy these games. Where can you go to actually find them in your area? Best advice I can give you, the places that I look are pawn shops, thrift stores, and record stores. Believe it or not, if you go into record stores do sell video games. They do collect and sell video games. And actually, one of the ones in my area has a backup list for customers. So when they want to get a retro console, they'll call them. I mean, they sold out everywhere around town. Sold out of retro consoles around the Christmas holiday because people want them again. People want to have these things and play them. And, I mean, you can go online to a bunch of other sites and get retro duos, which do the job well, but they're not 100% accurate. I had a Retron 3, which was, you could play an NES, SNES, and Genesis on it. The NES, the sound was horrible on it. It didn't emulate it well. And also, Battletoads and Castlevania 3 will not work on those things. The Super Nintendo, for some reason, the sound was way too loud. And the Genesis actually worked out perfectly. But going back on track here, the places you want to look for are thrift stores, pawn shops, and record stores. And a lot of people don't know the value of the games. Some of them do. Some of them underpriced. Some of them just get it right, and a lot of people overpriced. And you've heard me tell you the horror stories of this place just across the river from me. I'm not going to name names because I don't want people going there and haggling them. But again, if you got into that shop, you understand, the whole. I mean, come on, $100 for Donkey Kong Country 3, really? Unboxed, and then you have a box copy for $50, and you really don't know your prices. Anyways. Yeah, so like I said, thrift stores, pawn shops, and record stores is your best bets to find retro games. Other things are like flea markets. We only have a couple of flea markets here. One guy, there's actually one place, he's kind of shady about his prices. And there's one guy who's actually really fair about his prices. He runs it every Sunday. If there's a title that I'm looking for, he usually has it. Fair price around $5, $10, $15, $20 range. Box games are pretty fair as well. So that's my best advice for you guys if you want to go retro hunting. It'll get better in the summertime when we have outdoor flea markets. Those are the best places. But if you want to go to outdoor flea markets, be sure you get there in the morning, because people who only deal with video games will go around to the other places and just pick the good stuff, and then they'll mark it up. Most resellers are fair. There's actually one flea market I went to. I don't know if he frequents it anymore, but he actually accepts trades. So if you've got like a bunch of copies of games that you already have, if he needs to restock his inventory, might be able to work out a little deal with him. And another key thing about retro hunting games, don't be afraid to haggle. If you look and say, like, pick up this game, and you go like, oh, how much are your Nintendo 64 games? Don't ask the price for this one. Just ask what the price is in general. They'll be like, okay, X amount. I'm like, okay, well, if I get, you know, this and this, what will you do? I've saved so much money doing that now, and I think shows like the Retro Hunters, I know they're not around anymore, but I still praise that show a lot. Retro Hunters, Game Chasers, for showing us that you don't have to accept base prices for games. You can haggle, and that adds up to getting another game down the road. Like, you can only go to another table and like, oh man, thank God I saved all that money, and I have enough to buy this game now. So that's my vlog, my update on my collection, and my update, well, not really an update, a guide for all you out there that are looking to get into retro collecting. You don't have to listen to me a whole lot. I totally recommend watching Game Chasers and the old Retro Hunter videos for good tips, a lot of entertaining stuff for retro hunting. We're going to be doing a little bit of that ourselves. I'm not going to turn into a full-fledged show, but I am going to record us because we are planning to make some trips to Nova Scotia and to St. John, another town in my province here, to do some chasing outside of there because we've pretty much tapped this city dry. I mean, there would be the times that you get the rare gem, like, you know, going to Valley Village and finding F-Zero. But there are other times there where you just, like, you go in there and it's just like, okay, no new inventory, same common titles all the time. So we're thinking of hitting up these other places because a lot of them have titles that we don't have. I mean, there's a store that just opened up in Amherst that has a freaking top loader, and I want it. Anyways, I'm rambling. My girlfriend's about to come home. Everyone wish her a happy birthday. Religrator26 on Twitter. I'm Chase. I will be back with a regular vlog next week. Don't forget, I also stream my gameplay on Twitch TV/JohnnyLChase. Monday through Friday, noon. I play Xbox 360 games. Right now I'm going through Borderlands 2. And I decided now that every last week of the month is classic gameplay, where I played older consoles, now that I have the ability to do that instead of emulation. And at the end of this month, I am going to be starting up Final Fantasy 3/6 on the Super Nintendo. And I'm really excited for that because I haven't done a full playthrough of that yet. But I will see you next week, and next time, again, Batman Arkham series video down in the link because YouTube hates it right now. Anyways, see you guys later.